Well, we're making a major departure of regular content with this one. In this video, we're going to see who will win in a fight to the death as part of a new series on this channel, live event Death Battles, where I take two equally matched characters from the live event and see who would win and who will die. If you're unfamiliar with the concept of a death battle, then it's really simple, and I would highly recommend checking out the YouTube channel who inspired this video. Basically, two popular characters from pop culture fight to the death, similar to what I do with this one. In fact, it's the exact same thing. Today we have, well, you read the title, it's Travis Scott versus the Mecha Strike Master. Travis Scott. So, let's start with this 150 meter tall rapping robot who gave us one of the best live events in the game's history. So first, let's look at his powers and abilities. For this, I both closely analysed the event, compiling everything that he's capable of doing in Fortnite, as well as the abilities of the T-800 Terminator wiki page. When Travis appeared out of a massive explosion, he instantly shows his first power, the ability to teleport. Shortly after, he grabs two balls of light, and by slamming them together, creates an explosion powerful enough to launch everyone into the air and set fire to the entire Chapter 2 map, meaning that he can cause an explosion that stretched approximately 2,400 meters, or 1.5 miles, which is around the same amount of destructive force as the SAR bomb, the most powerful nuke ever detonated. Already things don't look good for the mech, and we've only just begun. Next, he displays the ability to shoot out lightning at will, full Emperor Palpatine style, but he can only seemingly do this after he's entered his T-3500 form, so he cannot immediately open with lightning unless damaged, seemingly by fire. Also at the same time, several roller coasters begin to spread snake-like over the island. However, we don't know whether this is Travis or Astroworld using this, however I'm going to assume that it's Travis. He can also walk on water. Once he's become Astro Jack, he is capable of breathing both underwater and in space. He can also cause gravity to shift, sending everything but himself in random directions, including upside down. Finally, he's seen riding on a planet and walking across Astroworld, before we, the spectating player, are plunged into a rift, potentially implying that he has some connection to the rifts like Ariana Grande. So to summarise, here's old Travis Scoot's strengths. He can 1. Teleport at will, 2. Cause nuclear level explosions, 3. Shoot out lightning once in Terminator form, 4. Summon serpentine roller coasters, 5. Walk on water, 6. Breathe in space and sea after becoming Astro Jack, 7. Warp gravity at will, and finally 8. Seemingly has rift powers similar to Ariana Grande, the Rift Goddess. So we've gone over all the powers Fortnite has granted him, so let's see the weaknesses of being a Terminator. Terminators can be taken down with a powerful blast/shot to the power core. They can be melted in extreme heat, crushed under high pressure, and permanently disabled with full decapitation. Next we move on to the Mecha Strike Master. With the mech, I'm going to use information from both the Mech vs Monster event as well as the Collision End of Season event. So without further ado, let's get into the powers and abilities of the 160 meter tall metal behemoth that has saved all of reality on two separate occasions. First, there's the basic weapons, basically what we the player can fire during the collision event. This consists of rapid-firing machine guns, homing missiles, and powerful lasers. Next, we get some of the more destructive features, such as powerful stomps, a strong downward punch that may or may not have killed Dr. Sloan, and a throwing force capable of taking down a blimp. The robot also comes equipped with the Heartbreaker, an extremely powerful blast of energy from the mech's chest, similar to one of Iron Man's unibeams. This weapon is deadly, even at an extremely long range, as it makes short work of the giant drill over halfway across the island. The robot also comes equipped with the Light Blade, made of the same energy used for the Heartbreaker. This sword can be charged up to have more destructive force, however we never actually get to see it be used as the ground caves in before the final strike can be delivered. However, both of these abilities come with one major disadvantage, and that is that they take time to charge up, with both leaving the mech vulnerable for around 7 seconds. One interesting thing that it can also do is to use Slurp to mend itself once damaged, so it could potentially do that in the fight, that is, if Peely feels like helping once again. The robot also comes equipped with rocket boots capable of interstellar flight. Finally, the mech most likely still has the ability to grab the 0 point and harness its incredible power to deliver powerful strikes, although this is only to be used as a last resort, as doing such an attack will leave the 0 point cracked and vulnerable, which can destabilize all of reality. So in total, the mech has 11 powers, abilities and weapons at its disposal. 1. Machine guns. 2. Laser cannons. 3. Homing missile launchers. 4. A dominating stomp. 5. Powerful throwing ability. 6. A devastating crush fist. 7. The heartbreaker laser cannon. 8. The light blade sword. 9. Slurp self-repair. Jet boot powered flight. And 11. It can absorb the energy of the 0 point as a last desperate resort. And just before these two titans finally clash, let's look at the weaknesses that this robot has. First, the mech is very vulnerable to attacks from behind, as seen in the Mech vs Monster event, as well as being weak to large beams of energy such as the atomic fire breath from the monster and the laser blast from the large drill. Along with this, the mech can be taken down with a large unrelenting barrage, and unstable ground will instantly cripple it. The robot isn't the fastest when it comes to movement, with slow but powerful strikes that may work against its favour in its fight against a guy who can teleport. Finally, there is the vulnerable state that the robot goes into when it uses its stronger attacks that once again may become a hindrance against Tracy Scotch. Well, it's time folks. The thing that you've all clicked on this video for. The climactic fight between man and machine. Even though the man is a machine and the machine is controlled by Brie Larson. This is the moment of the ultimate Fortnite 1v1. This is the Mecha vs Scott death battle. It's a quiet and peaceful time during the vibing season, nearing the end of the no sweat summer. Reality has been safe from IO and everything looks promising. However, threat suddenly arises. Falling from the newly returned Astroworld with a great explosion of purple energy, Travis Scott has come to steal the 0 point to make his shows go beyond sicko mode. However, he has not anticipated the one defender of Reality Zero. Bursting from the ground where it fell last season, the Mecha Strike Master appears to halt Travis in his tracks. Both square off, knowing what they're about to do. Travis assuming an upright yet determined pose, meanwhile the striker bending down to prepare a charge straight at the rapper. All fighting on the island halts as everyone stares up at this greatly unexpected battle of titans that is about to wage war across the Chapter 3 map. Then, all of a sudden, the Mecha Strike Master charges at Travis Scott at over 100 miles an hour, bursting forwards with its jetpack. However, it did not anticipate one thing. Travis instantly teleports away, causing it to fall straight into the ocean. Already an early advantage for Travis. He does not immediately go for the 0 point, however, instead wanting to make sure his adversary has been defeated. So he makes his way towards the ocean, walking across the water with ease. He peers down into its murky depths, attempting to see where his adversary lies. Spotting something, he quickly bends down and grabs an arm, pulling it to the surface. However, it's only the disembodied arm from Chapter 1. And then, all of a sudden, a barrage of rocket fire bursts from the water and strikes Travis in the back several times. This takes him by surprise, knocking him straight into the ocean. The mech, not wasting a moment, quickly jumps after him down into the ocean, at the same time bringing out its light blade, intent on cleaving the head off Travis's body. Both disappear into the depths, and we cannot see what happens under the waves. However, several large ripples are sent out from beneath the surface, implying a hard fight down there. Time passes, and the air once again grows still, until finally, the mech walks out of the water, Lightblade still growing strong in its hand. Learning from last time, it makes a beeline for the 0 point, awaiting Travis to rise once again from the water, opening its chest to prepare a heartbreaker attack in the event Travis once again emerges. Then, out of nowhere, a roller coaster track goes right through the right-hand arm of the robot, almost knocking it off. Several more roller coasters also come winding out of nowhere, coiling themselves around the robot and pulling it to the ground. Travis then teleports straight over to the robot, now with great chunks of flesh torn and burned from his body, revealing the exoskeleton of the T-3500 Terminator beneath. Travis begins to glow with lightning, charging up for a massive strike directly to the robot's head. All hope seems lost until, bang! A large blast of energy erupts from the Heartbreaker, blasting directly into Scott's stomach, blasting him straight into the sky. The roller coasters fall away as Travis loses attention on them. The mech, once again, not wasting an opportunity, activates its rockets and follows Travis into the stratosphere, ready to do battle in outer space. Once the mech has entered the outer depths of space, it looks around for its adversary. However, what it sees coming towards it is a terrifying sight. Now donning a bright blue and orange spacesuit get-up and riding on a small moon surrounded by debris from the UFOs, comes Travis, with the full intention of smashing the moon into the mech. From inside the mech itself, the Paradigm weighs up her options. Either she could risk taking the rock and going for another strike from the Heartbreaker, or Lightblade, or she could try and fly away, and pray that he doesn't have the ability to teleport in space. Making her mind up, the Paradigm diverts as much power as possible to the rockets fitted to the robot's feet, blasting away from the oncoming moon, which zooms straight past. Instead, smacking into a random large piece of UFO, leaving Travis temporarily stranded. The mech, spotting an opportunity from over 200 miles away, sends every rocket it has at the robotic rapper, whilst firing the jet boots for one final fatal punch. Travis, unable to stop the oncoming barrage, can only watch as 100 powerful rockets slam into his body, cracking the helmet and puncturing one of his 2 power cells. Next moment, the mech slams both its fists into Travis with all the power it has, sending both Travis and itself back towards the island, in the process snapping off its damaged arm. Less than 5 seconds later, they both crash onto the hard ground of the island, causing the whole thing to tip to one side, threatening to flip over once again. Travis doesn't get up immediately, giving the mech time to shakily stand up and take out the Lightblade once again, raising the sword high into the air, diverting all remaining power to get the blade to its maximum force. The robot lingers for just long enough for Travis to realise what is happening, before the mech plunges the sword directly into his second power core. This in turn explodes within the rapidly dying rapper, blowing the mech backwards, now completely drained of all of its power, leaving both sprawled on the ground, crushing multiple points of interest in the process. The air grows still one final time, before finally a hatch opens in the mech and a bruised but alive Paradigm exits. She had won. Against all odds, Paradigm had defeated this incredible adversary and saved the island once again, before immediately getting boxed up and one-pumped by an aura who had missed the whole thing. So there you go. That is how I think a fight between Travis Scott and the Mecha Strike Master would have gone down. Let me know in the comments if you think it could have gone differently, and give me your reasons why. Thank you for watching, everyone. This video did take a really long time to make. Like, all of these videos take a long time, but like this one took especially long because I had to do loads of research and everything. I had to watch the trailers frame by frame, etc. So please, if you could subscribe, it would be very appreciated. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Chimichanga.